All right, for this one, we have line slopes and average rate of change. So for number one, graph the equation of a line with a slope of 1/3 and point of -2, 3. So first of all, you want to start by plotting the point here. So we go over to the left 2, and then up 3, and then plot your point. And then if you have a slope of 1/3, remember your slope, another way of thinking of that is your rise over your run. So it is positive 1/3 here, so it should go up 1 and then to the right 3 to get to your next point. You could do the same thing to get other points here. We could go up 1 and to the right 3 more to get another point, and so on. And then you are connecting those dots to form your line. And that is the easiest way to do those, is to start with whatever point you're given and then do your rise over run. Remember, if it is negative instead, it should be sloped downwards instead of up. For number 2, determine if the following lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So I have the formula written down for slope once again. We have slope is equal to, which remember is what that m represents is the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So here, if we're dealing with our line 1, for our equation here, we're going to have 1, which is our y2 value, minus our y1 value, which was -4, over our x2 value there, which is 5, minus our x1 value of 1. So remember, once again, our x1 is our first x value, y1 is the first y value, x2 is the first x, y2 is the second y. So we have x1, y1, x2, y2 there for the first and the second points. And then once again, you want to make sure to simplify your answers. So here in this case, we should get 5/4 for the first slope of the line. Because remember, if you have a double negative like we have in the numerator, you get a positive. So it's really the same thing as saying 1 plus 4 to get the 5. 5 minus 1 gives you 4. So that's for line 1. For line 2, you do the same sort of thing, just using the values that we have in this case for our line 2. So here we would have -3 minus 1 over 1 minus -4, which is equal to a -4 over 5. So here in this case, we definitely don't have the same slope. They are two different slopes, so it can't be parallel. So that one is out. For perpendicular, they have to be opposite signs, which they are. One's positive, one is negative, and reciprocals, which they are. They are a flipped version of each other. So in this case, it is perpendicular. So we will abbreviate that here as for perpendicular. If it meets neither one of those criteria, then the case would be neither. So make sure to check the parallel and perpendicular first. If it's not one of those, then it'll be neither. For number 3, if the average price of bread in 1990 was 60 cents and in 2016 was $1.10, what was the average rate of change from 1990 to 2016? So here, whenever you're finding that average rate of change, it really is talking about the slope once again. So we can use m for the slope here. So you're really finding that slope if you're finding the average rate of change. So here, in this case, our y values are going to be the money, the amount of money. So this would be your y1, this would be your y2, and then the x's are the years. So we have x1 here, and x2 as the 2016. And then we plug those back into the formula like we did for number 2. So we'd have the $1.10 minus the 60 cents over the 2016 minus 1990. So again, these are not necessarily the right values for what the prices were on average. These are just values that I made up that might be the values there. So we have 50 cents on the top for the difference and 26 in the bottom in the denominator. And then if we simplify that, you should get 1 over 52. Again, remember, if you don't remember how to do those fractions in your calculators, make sure to look at your calculator manual once again to see how to use that. And if we were to approximate that instead, we'd get about 0.019. And make sure to read the directions in the homework. It'll normally specify what form to put it in, as a fraction or a decimal. If it doesn't specify, then you can do it either way. So make sure that you are checking that for those directions. So a way that we can express this in terms of words is that in this case we had an increase in price, increase of about $1 per 52 years. So not a real big price, which is kind of what you would expect for bread. It's not going to increase a whole lot each year because it doesn't cost that much to begin with. So make sure if you have questions on any of this stuff, make sure that you are asking.